Hello, I'm Mike Burrow. I'm president of NineStar Connect, and I have with me Greenfield resident, NineStar member, state senator, Mike Crider. Mike, welcome.
Welcome. Good to be with you.
Yeah, it's great having you here. For those that may not know, Senator Crider was a real champion of territory preservation a few sessions back, and he was very helpful to kind of level the playing field relative to electric co-ops and investor-owned and municipals in terms of how they kind of settle disputes relative to their territories, and we very much appreciated all your work and effort on that.
Thank you.
Since then, though, you've rightfully earned a reputation as being one of the hardest working senators in the State House, getting a lot of bills accomplished, as well as kind of moving up the Senate leadership. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so somehow I attract a lot of the more difficult issues, it seems. Working on the territory preservation bill was really pretty satisfying. It was a basic fairness issue for me.
I'm a little bit curious. You're a longtime member of an electric co-op, NineStar Connect. You have just a tremendously close relationship with really all of the state rural electrics and the Rural Electric Association. How has that helped you in being a state senator?
I think when you think about the history of the rural electrics and how they really sacrificed to get electricity and service to that last mile, you realize that those folks have operated in a environment which was challenging financially from the very beginning. And so anything you can do to make sure you protect that that environment, that even, you know, the most recent discussions around broadband, and even the rural electrics, in my mind, have that best opportunity to get that service to the last mile.
So when you do get a day off, what do you do?
I love to hunt and fish. You know, as a DNR officer, I like to play golf. I'm not very good at it. And then I spend a lot of time with my grandkids. I'm up to 6 now.
Wow.
And we have a pool in our backyard, which they love.
Did you have a favorite job growing up?
The job that I had that was probably the most interesting and probably taught me a lot about working with people was I carried the Greenfield Reporter as a kid for 5 years. And you realize pretty quickly if you don't do a good job, it's kind of hard to knock on the door and collect the week's fee for that newspaper. And you got to kind of experience things like the newspaper would decide they were going to increase this subscription charge, and that was something you had no control over, but you had to take as a 12-year-old, kind of take the brunt of the unsatisfied person. But you kind of learned a lot about people, and there was one older lady that ran a fabric shop called Ruth's Odds and Ends shop in Shirley. Really intimidating.
I remember her.
Lady, and very blunt, you know. And I remember early on, I stopped to deliver a newspaper, and it was raining, and some other like Anderson or Newcastle newspaper was laying there, and it was wet. And she looked at me and she said, "Son, you're a businessman now, and I expect your newspaper you delivered and never be wet like this."
Well, Senator Crider, I know I speak for a lot of people in Hancock County and certainly all of our members. Your many years as a DNR officer, we all remember you as a DNR officer, and now as our state senator, we really appreciate and thank you for your service.
Thank you. It's an honor.